And our clock will start when he says it. All right. Can we make that bigger at all? So I'll answer this one because I'm close enough I can see it. Officials may correct an error if a rule is inadvertently set aside and results in all of the following except failure to award a merited free throw, permitting a wrong player to attempt a free throw, awarding an unmerited free throw. Such error is recognized by an official after the clock has properly started after the first dead ball. Any votes? Yeah, it's the last one because an error needs to be corrected prior to the first dead ball. So that's how they snuck that one in there. Let's go ahead and go around. I'll give you the next one.
A player may wear hair adornments such as beads that are securely fastened to the head are not present to increase the risk of player, teammate, or opponents. A headband with long extension tied to the knot or the back of the head. A red wristband while teammate is wearing a blue wristband. A. It's A.
It is A. That's actually a description from last year's rule changes that it has to be in such a way that it does not create any danger for anybody else. The headband with the long extensions is something that we see a fair amount of the time. So if you see that in the pregame, nip it in the bud. And then the red wristband while teammates are wearing blue wristbands, that's because if you wear tights or wristbands, any of that type of equipment, it all has to match with your teammates.
A player who extends a hip, arm, leg, shoulder, or all of the above into the path of an opponent is not considered to have legal position. If contact occurs, that is all of the above.
So just very briefly, what player do we always look at to officiate? The defensive player, right? So a defensive player can have good position, but if he or she goes outside and puts a hip or an arm or a leg in the way, they're no good. All right, next one. Go ahead and take it. I'm going to see if I can.
All right. The throw-in count ends when the clock starts, the ball is touched inbounds by any player, the ball is released by the thrower, or none of the above when the ball is touched by an inbounds player.
Anybody want to? Yeah, that's the sneaky part of that question. It's not when the throw-in ends; it's where the count ends. So yeah, that's absolutely true. Can you read it okay?
Not yet.
I'm a rep.
What are we on?
A substitute free throw is awarded to A1.
A substitute free throw is awarded to A1 if B1 violates A1's attempt, if A1's foot touches the free throw line during the free throw, if A2 commits a foul by pushing B2, if B1 violates and A1's attempt is successful. Okay. Is awarded to A1. You can do A.
Everybody good with that? So the practical tip with regards to that is that when you see B1 commit a violation, don't blow the whistle. Okay, just put your hand up because It only becomes an issue if the shot is unsuccessful. If it goes in, then the violation really doesn't matter and you set it aside. Okay?
The ball has been released on a try or tap for field goal by A1 towards A's basket. A2 excessively swings arms without contacting an opponent, and the ball goes through the basket. The official immediately sounds the whistle for a
What did you choose? A violation. It's not obviously a player control foul because he didn't have control of the ball. It's not a technical foul. It's not a double foul. By elimination, it's a violation because he didn't come into contact with anybody. It wouldn't be an elbowing foul on him. That wasn't even an option. All right, number 7.
An injured or bleeding player tended to by a coach or other bench personnel may remain in the game if the B.
Right. That's the correct answer. The player's team takes a timeout, and the situation can be corrected by the time of the end of the timeout. Take us, Brandon, on a interrupted dribble.
An interrupted dribble, closely guarded count, out of bounds violation can be called. Not requested shall be granted. Foul. It's a closely guarded count.
Right. The correct answer is A. Is okay. So the question was, during an interrupted dribble, a closely guarded count shall not be started or shall be terminated. The reason being is the player doesn't have possession of the ball, so you can't have someone getting legal guarding position without someone having possession of the basketball. All right. Can you read from back here?
Sure. If the free thrower violates first, I think it's no, it has to be A. First one. The ball becomes dead immediately if the free thrower violates it.
The correct answer, yes, is A. The ball becomes dead immediately because we don't even want it to continue beyond that. We're now at timeout occurs, and the clock, if running. Robert? Okay.
Timeout occurs, and the clock, if running, shall be stopped when the player signals a timeout, shall be stopped when the coach signals a timeout, shall be stopped when an official signals a foul, held ball, timeout, or violation, all of the above. Answer is C.
So don't be surprised when players and coaches believe that the clock stops as soon as they ask for it. I had that happen in a varsity football game this past season, and the coach asked for a timeout, and there was a second left, and by the time we went to stop the clock, it was 0. So it's not automatic, and it's definitely not immediate. I pass that on to you.
He's got it. He'll do it. What's that? Oh, sorry. The head coach is responsible for personnel conduct and behavior, as well as substitutes, disqualified team members, all other bench personnel, or all of the above. D, all of the above.
Yeah, the answer is all of the above in this very poorly written question. The head coach is actually responsible for his own personal conduct, yes, and behavior, as well as the personal conduct and behavior of all of those folks. Yeah, it's not a well worded question. Why don't you take us to a uniform jersey?
A uniform jersey may have which of the following? An American flag anywhere, provided it does not exceed 2 by 3 inches. Side inserts of 4 inches, 2 inches on each side of seam. Piping not exceeding 1 inch. All of the above. All of the above. It's all of the above.
All right.
Correct answer is all of
Who is responsible on a 3-man crew for bringing the ruler to make the indication of whether that's 4 inches?
TA just whipped well, never mind. It's a ruler.
So, what if you have a question? All right, it's not as if you're going to say we're not going to play basketball tonight. If you have a question or concern, make a note of it and let Lincoln know. But we're going to be going forward with the basketball game regardless. Please don't say we're not going to play basketball. Jeff, why don't you talk to us about light colored uniform bottoms?
Light colored uniform bottoms must adhere to the following. I would gosh, I just don't know. I'm just going to guess. A.
That's a good guess. The answer is A. That's one of the clarifications from this year's rules, that there can be a combination even of the bottoms on the same team as long as they are all the same color. Take us to the next one, all of the following.
Okay. All of the following are true statements regarding sleeves, tights, except I'm going to go ahead and say D. They shall be the same color for each team member.
Okay. So whenever you have a question like this, you think of it as, okay, 3 of these are going to be true and 1 is going to be false. So we'll go from the bottom up. Is it true that they shall be the same color for each team member? Yes. Okay, so knock that one off. Shall they be white, black, beige, or the predominant color of the jersey? Yes. Shall they be the same solid color? All right. So that's going to leave us with the last one, which is the first one, A. They shall be worn for medical reasons. We don't check doctor's notes for something like that. So all of these are correct with the exception of the first one. They shall be worn for medical reasons. No, they have to be a solid color. So camouflage is no bueno. I'm sorry. What was the question?
I was just wondering if can they wear black underneath home jerseys?
No. If the jersey is white, you cannot wear black. The only thing that you can wear black is if you're the visiting team.
That's why I'm wondering, because it says they shall be white, black.
It's A because this is from last year's test. Last year's test question, and it is A. They shall be worn for medical reasons. So it is A. We're gonna get to undershirts in the next question. Matt?
Undershirts, if worn, must adhere to the following. Shall be a single solid color similar to the torso of the jersey, solid black. under visiting teams' dark jerseys. If the undershirt has sleeves, all sleeves may be the same length on teammates. Shall be hemmed and not have frayed, ragged edges. D, all the above. D, all the above.
That's where we get into the undershirts. But the visiting team has two options with regards to wearing an undershirt. It has to be the similar color to the jersey, or it can be black. Those are the only two options for the visiting team. For the home team, if they're wearing white, that's got to be white. I'm going to give you the microphone here. All right.
I got a big mouth. Ready?
Yep.
Number 16, a guard, cast, or brace made of a hard and unyielding substance shall not be worn on all of the above.
Why? Exactly. It's a safety issue. An opponent could be injured as a result of it. Zach, take 17. No. Zach says no. He's running the show, so he gets to say that. Take us to 17.
The jump ball and restrictions end when the touch ball contacts an official, the touch ball contacts the floor, the touch ball contacts a non-jumper. I thought it ended when it was first touched, so help me out. Is all of them?
Yeah. Yeah.
When it touches an official.
Yeah, the answer is all of the above. If it the touched ball contacts, that's kind of the magic portion of this. Well, but that's not the question. The question is, when do the jump ball and restrictions end? And so
I never had it being touched.
yeah, that's why. Timing mistakes.
Timing mistakes may be corrected by the referee if an official observed the exact time of the clock when the mistake was occurred, an official had a count when the mistake occurred, an official was defined information received to the time involved. A, isn't it? No. All the above. All the above.
It is all the above. Now you don't have to have all of them, but any of these would be the basis for correcting a timing mistake. All right. The first marked lane space.
The first marked lane space on each side of the lane shall be occupied by the opponents of the free thrower.
That's correct. And so that's when you have to sometimes herd the kids to get somebody in there, because sometimes they don't want to. But that's just, you just got to get them in that spot, both on the left and the right.
A player has committed a violation if a player leaves the court under the player's own volition to avoid a screen and returns to the court while a teammate attempts to try. Or I can't see this next part. The player steps out of bounds under their own volition and then becomes the first player to touch the ball after returning to the playing court. The answer is B.
Everybody good with B? All right, let's move on. The resumption of play procedure.
The resumption of play procedure allows the official to prevent delay by placing the ball on the floor, starting the throw-in count, waiting for until the thrower is ready. A and B. It is A and B.
Right, that is correct. I would say the best advice in this, and you've probably all had this happen, is get hard on your whistle. But if they absolutely are ignoring it and wasting time, I had this happen about 3 or 4 years ago, put it on the floor and start giving the visual count, and everybody knows what's happening. All right, the first violation.
The first violation of the throw-in plane by an opponent of the thrower results in a delay of game warning.
Does everybody understand what's being asked of that? So you're about to have a throw in. He or she, the opponent, reaches over, doesn't touch the ball, but reaches over that plane, blow the whistle, give the delay of game warning, and then give it to the thrower for another opportunity. All right, Brandon.
The location of each team's bench shall be determined by head coach of the home team, the referee, game management. Well, technically, probably all the above, but it would be the ref. Yeah, game management.
Yeah, when in doubt,
If it's not marked,
it's game management. That is correct. Why did you make it smaller? Okay. Oh, I see. All right. All right. So, can you read it from here? Okay. Awesome.
What number are we on?
We're on 24, John.
I got to see it.
John, come right here.
After the ball is tossed for a jump ball, but before it is tapped, non-jumpers.
Right here.
It's
the same thing.
Okay, shall not have either foot brake, the plane, or the restraining circle. Shall not take a position in any occupied space, both A and B, neither A or B. I think it's C. Yeah, I think it's C. C.
Right. That's correct. So, as John stated, that we don't have letters, but the answer is C, which is both of those statements are true with regards to non-jumpers. All right. Robert?
25, a thrower is holding the ball over the inbounds area of the boundary playing line, and the opponent touches the ball. A, it's a technical foul. B, it's a legal play. C, it is an intentional foul. And D, none of the above. All over the inbounds. Actually, it's a illegal play.
Yeah, that's correct. If they're silly enough to reach that ball out of the plane, it's a legal play. It's fair game for everybody. All right. You take the next one after time has been out.
John's in the way. After time has been out, the clock shall be started. Flooring bounce, no. When the official signals. No, when the ball touches. When a time, after time has been out, the clock shall be started. Ball touches the floor inbounds. I would say it has to be B.
Right. Correct answer in this situation is B. It's when the official signals. The other things, that can happen, don't start the clock until the official gives the designation of chopping. All right, which of the following? Randy will do it.
Which of the following criteria is used in determining a goaltending violation? The ball is in its downward flight. The ball has the possibility of entering the basket. It is a try for goal. The ball is not touching the basket cylinder, or all of the above. The ball is in its downward flight.
Okay, you got A.
A.
Anybody have any thoughts other than that? Yeah, it's all of the above, actually. Each one of those are criteria for determining whether a goaltending violation has occurred. A designated spot.
A designated spot out of bounds throw in ends when the passed ball touches or is legally touched by another player in bounds, the passed ball touches or is touched by another player out of bounds, the throw-in team commits a throw-in violation, or the correct answer, which is all of the above.
Yes, that is the correct answer. And this is, the wording is that we were talking about the throw-in count. So now this is not the throw-in count. This is when does the throw-in ends. And in this situation is D, all of the above. An example of throwing it to another player out of bounds after a made basket, the team that is throwing it in could throw it to one of his or her teammates on the other side of the end line, and that can happen. So, Jeff, take us for 29.
The free throws awarded because of a personal foul shall be attempted by the offended player. If such player withdraws because of an injury, who will attempt the throws? Wow. What's the throws? The injured player, the team captain, the injured player's substitute, the visiting coach can choose the shooter. I would say C, the injured player substitute.
Right. The answer is the injured player's substitute. We're not going to force the kid to come out on crutches and make the free throw. Number 30. Just in case you haven't had enough hair control device and adornment questions, we want to make sure, or this NFHS wants to make sure you understand this, so let's have another one.
All right. Hair control devices and adornments are allowed provided they are securely fastened close to the head and clothes, the clothes only, the head, and increase the risk to the athlete, teammates, and opponents, the head, and do not increase risk to the athlete, teammates, and opponents. I would say D.
Yeah, that's correct. I don't